Hey guys, and welcome back to another Forza Horizon 5 video. Today I'm going to go over my top 3 most challenging drift zones in the original game of Forza Horizon 5. This list will not include the new Rally expansion or the Hot Wheels track. If you guys want separate videos on those, I can do those. Just let me know by liking, commenting, and subscribing. And also, in the comments, tell me what you think the most challenging drift zone in the game is. Without further ado, we're going to go ahead and start off this session, because right as I logged in, it gave me, someone like gifted me a car. So we're going to go ahead and skip that and see what car they gave us.
Wow, that's generous. Well, just the spirit of Horizon, isn't it? Shall we send a thank you?
So, alright, looks like they gave us a VW, which is always a nice car, you know. Normally I just accept those, and sometimes I re-gift them because I don't really need them right now. So, the first one I'm going to go ahead and take us to is the Los Campos Drift Zone, and I will explain fairly what I think makes this one of the more difficult drift zones, especially for people using rear-wheel drive and even people who use all-wheel drive. Like I'm a seasoned veteran at drifting in Forza Horizon games. I've been playing since Horizon 1. I didn't start drifting until Horizon 3. So I have somewhere around like 6-ish years of drifting experience with their game engines and, you know, the things that absolutely make them difficult. And some of the weird standalone things on each car, like all-wheel drive is definitely different from drifting rear-wheel drive, I will admit. All-wheel drive is definitely easier, but for some reason in Horizon games, all-wheel drive gives you more points, and I fully don't understand that. So, looking at this drift zone, as you're coming in, you're going to get some speed, and then you're going to go ahead and transition into this hard left. It's a double corner hard left, and the hard part is when you're coming down the straight, you need to hold enough speed to get around here. Not only there, you got to go through the straight and completely chain it from all the way around the 180 turn, and then hope to God that you can maintain your speed and drift to get up here for another transition. Hold that transition for the second corner that you'll go through. Go ahead and transition right. You're going to go through both of those corners, and then you're going to try to hold the drift until you can transition into this corner, and then you're right at the finish. So I'm going to show you a run from both sides of this drift zone, and you guys can tell me which side you guys think is easier. And my game crashed. Thank you, Forza, for a perfectly working game. Alright, let's try that again. Hopefully the game doesn't crash this time.
at your destination. Turn around when it is safe to do so.
As you guys can see there, both sides are relatively easy, but I do 100% believe that coming from the other direction on this drift zone is definitely better because of the downhill. You do preserve speed quite well. I do feel like this drift zone might be a little harder for anybody who does drive rear-wheel drive drifting cars in this game. I myself personally can do both, but all-wheel drive is definitely the preferred for more points. The next drift zone I'm going to go ahead and take us to is over here in the top right, or technically Farmland Trail, and this one up here, East Coast, are pretty much similar, but East Coast is definitely a little harder. So I'm just going to go ahead and get right into the run. I will do a drone shot after the run and the comeback run, and I will explain to you what I think makes this one extremely difficult for all-wheel drive.
Arrived at your destination.
So as you guys can see, coming from the other direction where you can pick up a ton of speed is definitely preferred. Now, with all-wheel drive, the problem with this is when you go into the first turn there, it is an elongated turn, so if you don't have enough speed and you go ahead and try to enter the drift like I did, even though I did break my personal best, you could still tell that I was struggling to stay wide on the drift turn. So giving a rundown of this, okay, you're going to come through here and you're going to be barreling speed in all-wheel drive, because rear-wheel drive, you can make it around this turn pretty easy. So you're going to go ahead and manji, and then you're going to go ahead and flick into this turn. This turn is very elongated and it's not very like sharp. So the problem with all-wheel drive is we get sucked to the middle, because anywhere our car's facing when we're gassing it, we're pretty much moving in that direction. Now, the second and last turn are probably the easiest to chain together for all-wheel drive, and it would be extremely easy to chain these together for rear-wheel drive. Now, like I said, that coming from this direction, though, is very difficult no matter what car you're in, rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. There's not very much of a run-up for any kind of speed, so that last turn, no matter what, could be very, very problematic. All-wheel drive does have the advantages of getting more speed out of small straights, as we are obviously using four wheels to drive the car. Now, we're going to go ahead and move on to what I think is probably one of the harder tracks here, which is the Cara Este, which is the big drift hill run. So I'm going to go ahead and hop immediately into drone mode and explain why I think this is going to be one of the hardest tracks. Hopping straight into drone mode here, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and turn off the overlay. So it has a very, very nice run up, I'm not going to lie. You can start to drift to get the feel of your car right there on those first couple corners. This drift zone starts from the bottom, from a very, very hard left turn if you do not have enough speed. What am I looking around for? Oh yeah, Horizon Arcade, because for some reason there's no blimp in the sky, and there was nothing on the map for Horizon Arcade. But anyways, you're going to go ahead and hit this left turn. You're going to immediately transition into this kind of shallowish, medium-ish right-hand turn on a banked environment. You're going to go ahead and transition into this left. You're going to try to hold the drift and build a little speed at the same time to go ahead and hit this 180 bank. And if you can hold the 180 bank all the way to this point, you can then transition, go over here. You're going to hold it a little bit and try to transition for an outside line on this turn. You're going to come up the hill and hopefully maintain speed. You're going to go ahead and transition into this turn, and then you're going to go ahead and immediately turn left, hold the drift to about halfway, and then you're going to go ahead and transition to the right. If you have enough speed, you can chain these 2 turns together, and then you should be able to manji at least once coming through here. And you're going to go ahead and transition into that turn again, and then you're going to try to blast some speed coming up this hill, trying to maintain the drift. If not, that's okay. If you have enough speed, you should be able to chain these 2 drifts together, and then you're going to hope you have enough speed to chain these last 3 corners here, going all the way through that turn. And what you're going to do is you're going to chain this turn together, transition, chain this turn together, which is uphill, might be a little more difficult for rear-wheel drive. Okay, and then you're going to transition into there. You're going to come around this turn, and that's also uphill, rear-wheel drive. I'm sorry, you might struggle with that one. And you're going to go ahead and take this really long right turn into an immediate transition to a uphill left turn. If you're going fast enough, you can chain these 2 turns together. It may be a little more difficult because it's uphill for rear-wheel drive, but all-wheel drive players, you should not have an issue with this at all. Going ahead, and we're going to transition to the right. You can chain these 2 turns together. On the downhill run, you can chain this big straightaway from this turn to that turn. So you're going to go ahead and take a hard right pretty much. If you have too much speed, you might fly off there. And this is the little manji area is what I like to call it. If you don't know what manji is, it's like pretty much where you just go back and forth on a straight road. But I mean, technically this is manji because you're just literally quick drift left, quick drift right, quick drift left, quick drift right. I mean, it's the basics of manjiing and the drifting community. So you're going to go ahead, you're almost to the last couple turns, so you're going to go ahead and blast through this corner, and you're going to try to hold a couple drifts in here to gain speed and to get points. You're going to go ahead and hit this really nice left-hand uphill drift. You're going to go ahead and completely go around here. If you have enough speed uphill, you could technically chain these together, but it is easier downhill. And that leads you right to the finish. I myself have hit 1.2 million on this, but Forza says I haven't, and you will see what I mean by that. So I'll go ahead and let you guys watch the clip, and then I'll talk again after the clips. coming into the end of this run, you will see that the game is going to say that I only have 1,083,000 or something like that. And even I noticed that, and I was like, that's a little strange, because I know for a fact I've hit way more points than that. So I don't know what the hell's going on with Forza here recently, but yeah, 1,073,000. Yet, if I'm going to go ahead and show you guys, I'm going to go check my stat records, and it's going to... Oh yeah, there's the hacked scores. You gotta love Forza, who doesn't take care of hackers. Going over here to my stats, you're gonna see that I definitely have a 1.2 million drift zone score, but they've deleted my record off the leaderboard. They've done this multiple times before, and I don't know why, but anything over 1 million, for some reason, they won't let me keep my score, because, oh, God forbid I'm cheating, even though there's, you know, somebody with 25 million. But here's the downhill run, and you'll see that this run is a lot easier. Alright guys, so after seeing both of those runs going uphill and downhill, I, without a definitive doubt, will say that downhill is a lot easier to do than uphill. So in conclusion with this video, I would say that those three, for me, are probably some of the hardest drift zones in the base game. Obviously, the penultimate drift zone is going to be the mountain run. The higher your mountain run score is going to be like the, what do you call it? It's going to be like what you brag to your friends about, right? Like me and my cousin are on a head-to-head battle on that thing, constantly trying to beat each other. I beat him by a little, he beats me by a little. We just go back and forth on there. The challenges that really stimulate and dopamine my brain in this game is really just the reward of learning how to drift. And if you guys want a drifting tutorial, I can make one. I can do one for rear-wheel drive and all-wheel drive. And I can also show you guys how to tune your cars properly for this, because some people I've seen have trouble with tuning drift cars. Like, I have a couple friends that are new to the game and tried tuning, and they are having an abysmal time. So if you guys want to see a video on that, let me know. But the fine line between grip and slip in this game, really, all drifting really is showing how much you understand your car, how much that you know how much slide and grip it has at the same time, understanding your car to a master level and being able to honestly get the most out of your car, because slowing down for a turn always isn't always the best option. I mean, there's plenty of movies on it, there's plenty of research on it, and sometimes drifting is just better for, getting around a turn while maintaining speed. You can see it in a lot of, like, professional racing I've seen it in, where they'll make their car slide a little bit to get around the turn a little faster than the other person they're racing against. But, in conclusion, hopefully you guys did like this video. If you guys want another drifting video like this where I go over Hot Wheels and the Rally expansion pack, let me know. I'm always available to do those videos. They may not come out in a timely manner because the last 2 weeks I have had a lot of time off to make videos like this, and I am going to be going back to work on the 25th. So, down below in our description, you guys will find a couple different links down there. One of them is going to be the TeamStrqfe Discord server. That is the content creation team that I'm a part of. They also do esports on the ESEA League for Counter-Strike Go. So their entire roster for their CSGO team is in that server. If you guys are interested in any like tips or tricks on, if you guys are into first-person shooters, you guys can ask them in there. You guys are also going to find my personal Discord server down there, and that is just a way for you guys to talk to me and hang out with me. You guys will also be able to get customized notifications for when my uploads go live or when I'm live streaming. Also down below you guys will find my Twitch link where you guys can watch me play these games live on live stream, where I do a lot of my recording. I don't make a lot of my VODs into recordings because I turn them into Twitch clips. So if you guys want to watch and hang out with me live and get actual interactions, that would be amazing. I would appreciate you guys showing up for the live streams. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and have a good one. Bye.